yesterday?
I walked to Arkansas.
Oh, nice.
It was my first full Arkansas walk of the spring, summer.
All the way across
and
back?
Around, yeah.
What do you mean around?
Like once you get to the other side, then you still
you
meander
zigzag all the way
downward.
down?
Yeah.
You go down. How close did you get to the river?
Close.
River's high now, which is
really
great.
high.
Which is where?
Yeah, it's where it
it's
should be.
supposed to be there.
Yeah. It was nice. It was humid.
Okay.
All of a sudden, like halfway back, I was like, oh, I need to bring a water bottle with me season.
You got a sweat towel?
No.
I don't know if you need a sweat towel.
Nah, I just used my shirt.
Okay. Oh, you like this?
Yeah.
Or just with the sports bra on?
Hell yeah.
Okay. You look around
I'm sorry,
beforehand?
what are you, a gym trying to police my workout gear? Have you followed that? There are gyms across this country that are now putting up like dress codes in gyms that are targeting. Oh, come on.
You broads have gotten way too comfortable having your yum-yums out.
You men always have your yum-yums out.
Yeah, we shouldn't have that either.
Well,
I went to, one of the gyms I went to had a rule where you couldn't have a sleeveless shirt if you were a guy. So
that's weird.
I
Who cares?
couldn't roll my sleeves.
Hey, here's a thing. Why don't you just focus on yourself at the gym?
Well, because Jessica, can I be honest? You're right.
Yeah.
But dudes are creeps.
Well.
So
you're right.
So then you guys come and rightfully you should be like, hey, dude over there is being a creep. And if all of the dudes are creeps, it's like, yo, what are we gonna do? Tell all the dudes to be better? How long is that going? How long is that gonna take for all the dudes to be better? As well we should.
You're right, as we should.
We're not savable.
I agree.
So what's the you say?
So inappropriate. What's the song of the day?
Yes.
It's Pretty Girls by Britney Spears and Iggy Azalea. A real classic from 2015. All around the world, pretty girls wipe the floor with all the boys. Ba-da-da, bring the noise. We're just so pretty.
Oh my gosh.
The song came out 10 years ago.
Only 10?
Only 10.
I guess so. That makes sense.
Only 10. Feels like a lifetime.
What's the rule on the ladies wear at the gym? Like, can't have your belly out? Can't have your arms out? Like, what's the rule? Can't just be in a sports bra?
That's a great question. What's up, everybody? It is Wednesday, May 14th. It is going to be a good day. Jessica Benson with you from the Grind City Media Studios in Memphis, Tennessee. CJ Hurt behind the glass coming up on today's show. We got a battle of the MVPs last night, and the Oklahoma City Thunder go up 3-2 in their series against the Nuggets. The Pacers are the first team into the Eastern Conference Finals, just as we all expected. We'll do a little oops, we missed it again. Stories from the week we have not gotten to. Could John Calipari be returning to Memphis to coach against the Tigers next season? Pete Rose has been reinstated. What that means for him. The NFL schedule drop is so extra. We'll get into all that. DeAngelo Williams will join us as he does each and every Wednesday. We never know what we'll talk to him about, but I do want to bring up John Gruden had some things to say about him this week, so we'll play that for DeAngelo, get his reaction. We have a surprise quiz courtesy of Other Jacob, and then we'll do some WTF stories from the week. Included in them, the Memphis BBQ Nachos, hottest sports team in town. Coming this week, the top baby names of 2024, and you can no longer be nude on the Cannes Film Festival red carpet. That is an update there. It's a Wednesday. Yeah, it's a Wednesday. You know what we say. If you make it through Wednesday, you can make it through the week. You didn't even cut me off. You know, I've been told that people really appreciate the Wednesday affirmation.
Overwhelming demand, the Summer of '99 tour returns. July 27th, FedEx Forum. With special guests 3 Doors Down. And Mammoth WVH. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Creed returns, the Summer of '99 tour.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, one exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals takes it straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season. Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Double your chances to win all month long in March with 2 big promotions. On Fridays, embrace the madness and win a share of $150,000 in cash and free play. On Saturdays, starting March 8th, go for the gold and win your share of up to $10,000 in cash and free play in the 80K Fool's Gold giveaway. Enjoy live entertainment all month long and play for your chance to win big in March only at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 or up. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
The other thing that came out this week that we were talking about innovation and Nike and all that, they dropped these $900 hyper boots that
900.
I mean, they're a recovery shoe apparently that you wear after sports, whatever.
Who's buying it? Because all the athletes that we see, they're gonna get seated this. So who's gonna actually pay $900 for this?
The Sneak Fest Show, live Tuesdays at 2 p.m. on Grind City Media on X, YouTube, and the official Grind City Media mobile app.
I thought Penny was smart to handle this the way he handled it. He expressed frustration with the system, the chaotic nature of it. The price hike on eggs ain't got nothing on the price hike on basketball players. The same dude who cost you $150,000 last summer is costing you $500,000 right now. I understand his sentiment, but he stopped well short of criticizing PJ Haggerty.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Grizz Nation gets set for tip-off 1 hour before every Grizzlies home game with the warm-up show. Get the latest news, notes, and analysis live from courtside at FedEx Forum.
Who's going to be the tougher team that rebounds and prevents second-chance opportunities?
Join me, Lang Whitaker, along with Michael Wallace, Jessica Benson, and other personalities from Grind City Media, Memphis, and around the NBA. 1 hour before every home game, live at Grind City Media on X, YouTube, and the official Grind City Media mobile app.
Feels great to feel the sunshine. Gotta own the day like it's all mine. Just got paid in his own time. Been working hard, I've been on the grind. I deserve this feeling, having my way. I've been on this healing. This is my day. The sun's out, let's have a little fun now. I wanna let it all out. That's what it's all about. Cause I deserve this feeling, have it my way. I deserve this healing. This is my day.
Grind City Media presents The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt. Live from the Grind City Media studios on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday to everybody. We had a couple NBA games last night. I watched a period of the NHL playoffs. One whole period. What's gotten into Dallas? The city of Dallas is blessed. The Stars beat the Jets 3-1. And I just found myself thinking, God, good things are happening to Dallas all over the place. I would love it to be investigated. Exposed. How did Dallas's luck change so grandly across all sports so quickly? Anyway, the Dallas Stars up 3-1 in that series. So there is your hockey update of the day. But the two NBA games last night, the Pacers beat the Cavs, so Pacers are on to the Eastern Conference Finals. The late game in the Western Conference, the really only great series we have left in the conference semifinals, was a gem with the Oklahoma City Thunder beating the Denver Nuggets 112-105. Thunder now with a 3-2 lead in that series. I know Game 5 just ended, but I am already praying to the faithful basketball gods that they give us a Game 7 in this series because it feels like we deserve it. Call me crazy. I really love watching two MVPs battle it out at an elite level down the stretch of a game, going back and forth, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander coming up with 31 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds. He scored or assisted on 6 of the last 9 possessions for the Thunder. Meanwhile, Nikola Jokic did it all again. This shot is absurd. Spin. Oh! I shoot the ball right over Chet Holmgren. 44 points, 15 rebounds, 5 assists. But they lost. The Denver Nuggets lose. Jokic is truly one of the most special players we have ever seen. Here's the big three. It felt like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was just waiting for this moment in the playoffs. He gets it with the dagger 3. And CJ, I really thought last night could be made into a Disney Channel original movie. And I say that because I already have the tagline. The tagline is, even if you're the best player in the world, sometimes you still need your team.
What's the
Who
title?
says no?
What's the title of this movie? You got the tagline.
Thunderstruck.
I rock with it. Let's
Okay.
do it. Let's do it.
And we
what's
bring
Corbin
back
Blue up to?
AC/DC. We continue to bring that into the youths.
Get
I don't know.
Efron involved. They can be the coaches.
Everyone has to be the coach at
They
this
can be
point.
coaches?
Yeah.
They're
Are they
still
singing?
hotties.
I don't know if it's a musical.
It's gotta
But
be
I mean,
a
like, truly, come on.
musical.
Even if it's like a new take on the poster that hung in all of our elementary school gyms. There's no I in team, and I'm not doing it from a selfish way because Jokic is doing it from a place of necessity, a place of greatness. But even if you're the greatest player in the world, sometimes you need your team. And what I saw last night was two excellent players. One of them truly being one of the most special players that we have ever seen, will ever see in Nikola Jokic. But ultimately, the Thunder showed up as a team, and they finished as a team. And when you look at the fourth quarter, where Jokic had 13 of his 44 in that fourth quarter, the rest of the Nuggets in the fourth, 6 points. SGA had 10 points in the fourth quarter. The rest of the Thunder had 24. And the Nuggets go 5 of 21 as a team. The Thunder go 10 of 18. And shout out Lou Dort, who had been benched. And I saw some people questioning, why is Mark Dagnall putting Lou Dort back in the game? Well, Mark Dagnall told you himself afterwards, he said, I don't bet against Lou. It's that simple. He's always going to stand back up. And in the case of last night, he hits 3 massive threes for the Thunder, which completely changed the momentum of that game because it was Nuggets 90, Thunder 81 with 8:27 to play. And in the stretch of the next 2 minutes, Dort has those 3 threes. And I thought it was really a testament to both Lou Dort bouncing back and having those moments and the Thunder as a team finding a way to cut through the assumption that they are too young and too inexperienced to win playoff games like the one that they won last night, to win a game that puts them up 3-2 in the series. And it was really the collective effort of that group. And ultimately, the Nuggets not having enough stuff and not having enough gas through the final minutes of last night's game.
Yes. And Lou Dort was frustrated. I don't know. I can't remember if it was late in the third quarter, early in the fourth, but he was frustrated. He was just running into screens. He was just running in, pulling people down or trying to run through them just out of sheer frustration because the Nuggets were working that dude on the defensive end. Jamal Murray had it going. Jokic had it going as well in that third quarter. And it was, okay, if the Nuggets can 15 this thing, both in the third quarter and like midway through the second quarter, like, if you can get up by 15 and go in the half up 15, you're in a really, really good spot. They didn't. They were up 2 at half.
12 did.
Yeah, like, come on, man. Like, if you push this lead to 15 in the third quarter, which Nuggets had every opportunity to do so, you're in much better shape. And it wasn't. And the Thunder, to their credit, hung around and then made the plays that needed to be made when it was time to make them from dudes who weren't playing well. Lou Dort was having a terrible game. I was prepared to come in here and tell you, hey, I see what you're saying about Caruso. You got to bench somebody. You got to bench either Dort
And that's what happened in the last game.
Or Williams or Chet. You got to stick one of those dudes on the bench, let them come off the bench and pick Caruso into the starting lineup or bring him off of the bench much sooner than what you're doing because they do look
And
different
play him
with them.
30 plus as
right.
opposed
They
to one of
do
the other
look
guys.
much different when he's out there. But to Dort's credit and to Jay Will's credit, who had a shit game up until he made that 3. And the courage, the mental fortitude, the strength that he had personally to step into that 3 after Jokic, we showed the replay. Jokic makes that ridiculous 3. And he's like, uh-oh, it's tied. Here we go. Nuggets get a stop. They'll get a buck. I know the Nuggets are going to get a bucket if they get this stop. And then they'll be back in control and it's game over at that point. No, Jay Will stepped right into that moment, stepped right into that 3 and drained it. And that's great. You want to see that type of toughness. That's what we are. That's why people like me will say, oh, the Thunder might be too young for this, because you've got to have something special in you to take that shot and to make that shot, something that only comes from being tested and scarred up. And Jay Will went out there, knocked that down. Dort's 3 threes in the fourth quarter. Huge. SGA had a phenomenal game, and I felt like this was the MVP race in a nutshell. Both of them had phenomenal games. You could say, okay, Jokic's game was so impressive. How many times do we see somebody go for 40, 10 plus, and 5? We don't see that often. SGA, 30, 7, 6, whatever he had, incredible games. Jokic's teammates fall late. SGA's teammates, even though they've had bad games, step up late. SGA's team wins, and I don't think he should be punished because the teammates around him are better. If SGA's not on that court, that Thunder's team isn't in this position. Right. So I understand why people would say, hey, if take Jokic off of the Nuggets, what are they? Well, hell, take SGA off. You've got the same type situation. I'm not going to punish SGA because he's got the better teammates. He's still out there balling.
You got a little choked up there.
I did.
You got to have the guy who's prepared to be the dude. And one of my criticisms of, I wouldn't call it a criticism, but just something that has hindered me in going all in on this is one of the best players in the league right now, has been that lack of I'm the guy moment from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander this postseason, and he had it last night. And like you said, Nikola Jokic, first player since Wilt Chamberlain to have multiple 40, 15, and 5 games in a playoff series. Emphasis on the 5 last night, because I think that has been the crux to beating the Denver Nuggets, is not allowing Nikola Jokic to flex the assist number into double figures, because when he's facilitating, it means the rest of the offense is working in a more productive way, and you have Jokic with his 44, Murray with his 28. As Murray was starting to heat up in the third quarter, I thought maybe we were finally going to see like the Murray game. That still is something that could help Denver. Perhaps it will be game 6 in Denver, which they had to kick out Calipari for game 6 coming up in Denver. I found that out yesterday. She was supposed to have her Lifetimes tour. I don't even know the name of the tour. The Calipari tour, where she sings to a piece of poop in the toilet, singing California Girls. They had to kick Calipari out of Ball Arena. But it struck me last night. One of the things that makes this Nuggets team really, really good, and watching the game last night, I was like, oh, whichever team wins this series, I feel confident riding with through the NBA Finals. And that's no knock to the Pacers, who we'll talk about. And ultimately, if it is the Knicks playing the Pacers in the Eastern Conference Finals, like that sets up a great series. It could set up a really, really tremendous NBA Finals. But the Nuggets are so good, they're battle-tested, and their ability to basically transform into what is needed against their current opponent. Like, this version of the Nuggets is different than the Nuggets that we saw against the Clippers, where they got, down and physical, and the physicality of that series and getting into the mud of it and being able to thrive there. And now you have them beating the Thunder at their style of their game, only not beating them yesterday, but the number of multiple possessions that the Nuggets had off of offensive rebounds, like, that's the Thunder's team. That's the Thunder's thing. That's their style. That's how they, throughout the regular season, would score in these flurries, because they'd have 3-4 shots per possession. And last night, the Nuggets have 16 offensive rebounds and 15 second chance points. And I'm like, oh, but this is the key to beating the Thunder, is beating them at their own game. But what the Nuggets cannot do is beat the Thunder at their depth. And it doesn't have to be super depth. It doesn't have to be the deep end of the pool, but the Thunder can truly say, like, we trust 6 guys coming out of last night's game. And the Nuggets can trust 3? And therein lies the problem. Like, you've got 3? Jokic, Gordon, and Murray. That's it.
And Aaron Gordon isn't super trustworthy. When Aaron Gordon, they brought this up on the broadcast. When Aaron Gordon in the playoffs scores more than 20 points, the Nuggets are undefeated. They're 5-0. Yeah. When he scores less than 20 going into last night, they are 1-5, and I don't think he hit 20 points last night. So I think they're 1-6. Mm-hmm. So like that, I think we've got a chicken and egg situation as it pertains to Jokic's assist numbers, where we think Jokic is facilitating when the assist numbers are high, but he's facilitating constantly. That number fluctuates because his teammates aren't being consistent as it pertains to making shots. And if they're going to have that type of inconsistency, then there's nothing, I don't think, that can be done in this series, or even if they advance out of this series against somebody who's really, really good. And that's who they'll be playing in the conference finals and in the NBA finals, somebody who's really, really good. It will take more than just Jokic being superhuman. Somebody else is going to have to be great, Jamal. And then other players, Aaron Gordon or Brown, or hell, even Russell Westbrook, who had
It's not going to be Michael Porter Jr.
Two egregious air balls. He's been terrible. The shoulder may really be bugging him. Mm-hmm. Like, somebody's got to step up and be serviceable. And if they're not going to be able to do that, it's going to be hard for them to get out of this series. This Thunder's team is way too good for it to just be the Jokic show. Also, Jokic is the best one of those. Jokic is the best big, not fleet of foot, right? He's the best one of those.
Yes.
And he's damn near being played off the court on the defensive end, so much so that they're relying on a zone, and the Thunder started making shots, and they basically
How do you bust
took
a zone?
Make your shots.
Hit your
Hit the
shots.
ball in
And
the middle.
pass out of it. And
Put
they were
the
doing a
ball in-
lot of
put the-
swing.
Put the ball in the middle of the zone. Swing. You'll
Go
get
through
open
Hart,
look.
go through Shea.
And finish it, right? But if Jokic is the best one of those, and that's what you have to do in the playoffs to keep him on the court, that's the best one. If you've got one of these other ones, I don't want to call them knockoffs, but if you got one of these lesser ones, what the hell is your game plan in the playoffs?
Yeah.
If you don't got a big who can get out there on the perimeter and hedge and recover, or at the switch, what the hell are you going to do? Because the best one of those is getting cooked on the defensive end. These other ones don't stand a chance.
Yeah. I really hope it goes 7 games because it has been a joy of a series to watch. The other game last night, Pacers beat the Cavs 114-105 to win the series 4-1 and advance to the Eastern Conference Finals.
How good are they?
The Pacers?
Yeah.
I mean, we have to put respect on the Pacers. But I think there is a piece of this where the Cavs did not rise to the occasion.
Your general manager of the Indiana Pacers.
Yes.
Are you sitting around today like, yo, we got enough? We got enough.
I have to be because this is 2 years in a row. Okay. And they just beat a 64 regular season win Cleveland Cavalier team. And when you look at this stat, took me out. The Cavs went 36-5 at home this season against teams not named the Indiana Pacers. They went 0-5 against the Indiana Pacers at home this season. And obviously a chunk of that comes in this postseason. But this Pacers team just feels solid. Like that's not a sexy word to throw out with someone that you really believe in.
What was the word again?
Solid. They're
right on.
They don't have a real glaring weak spot. They don't have a real glaring, like, this is why they're the best. They're just solid, and they show up. You want to know what shocked me yesterday was that 7-minute stretch in the second half where the Cavs don't score, and it really didn't feel like it was a result of the Cavs just melting offensively. It was the Pacers playing defense. Like, how many times have we looked at this Pacers team and just said, be prepared to get in a track meet? I remember when they were here this season. What's the over-under of this game? No defense to be played. That's not the case, and a lot of it comes on Nembhard and his ability to defend on ball really well and just muck things up early in the defense. But everyone is stepping up. And Tyrese Halliburton, and I know it's not a thing because it was only 13 players who said that he was the most overrated player in the league. But my God, I'm beginning to wonder if it was his teammates who were the 13 players to tell The Athletic that Tyrese Halliburton's the most overrated player in the league. Because he's been awesome since. Like, we're like, yeah, we know he just needs a little extra push into the postseason and then he can really flex it. Because when he's going off for those like 3 threes in 60 seconds flat in the second quarter, you cannot help but wonder, where should you be talking about Tyrese Halliburton in top X players in the NBA? Like, or top 10? But again, it doesn't feel, I can't say it with my chest. Just like I can't say I believe in the Pacers with my chest, but they're really, really good.
We got to do a better job of telling some of these stories, narratives.
Yes.
We talked about narratives some yesterday. I don't know if you recall it. Got to do a better job with some of these narratives because we lean so heavily on the LA and the New York, and then we lean heavily on the stars on both of the coasts. So
yes.
LA, New York, then the star in Oakland, the star in Philadelphia. Here we go. This is what we're all talking about. And we end up complaining.
Sadly in San Francisco now, but
San Francisco. Excuse me.
We ruined Oakland.
I apologize. But the star who was there for a moment in time in Dallas, and that's kind of it. And it's like, yo, there's so much good basketball happening in this league. When that's all we're focusing on, you miss what the Indiana Pacers are in the process of doing.
You have to be exceptionally dominant, like the Thunder or the Cavs.
And even both of them,
then, I don't think we did a proper job this season.
Those take backseats to everything I just named. Pacers, Pistons, right? Even I know the Magic got bounced early, and then they were riddled with injuries, but I'll throw the Magic in there. Where it's like, okay, there's some good stuff happening. Spurs, though, there's good basketball being played. We just don't all get to see it because we're on the regional networks and then on the national networks. It's the people who I just named every single night. We got throw Phoenix on there. We got to throw Phoenix on there because they've got 2 stars. And even if they're playing poorly, people will tune in to watch. You got to do a better job of giving us this information beforehand. And that's on the NBA and on the NBA partners who tell these stories.
Yeah, because the Pacers look to be for real.
And another
8-2 this postseason.
Another team whose coach called out players.
Yeah.
Called out Miles Turner, called out Pascal Siakam. Say, hey, you guys got to do a better job of rebounding.
Yep.
We're going back to uncomfortable conversations that need to be had. If you don't have the clout, and Carlisle has the clout to do that. He has the respect in the league. But if you don't have the respect in your locker room to be able to call out star players, high production players, when they're effing up, it's all for naught.
You want to know what they're
And
doing
those
with the
players
Cavs
go out
already?
there and respond. What?
Speaking of narratives, will LeBron James come home?
Ooh.
Will LeBron James finish his career in Cleveland? A weakened Eastern Conference. Jason Tatum, officially, he got that Achilles surgery fast. Everyone was waiting for the official word. Now they just went straight to surgery. Did the announcement after that. That's when you have a surgeon on speed dial. That's the good pro athlete.
That's how you
let's
did it.
start this. I had to wait a week and a half on my birthday.
I forgot it was your birthday.
On my birthday. But no, you look at the Cavs, and I will say I was really impressed with Donovan Mitchell's just care factor last night. Like, he was dying. By the time he's at the free throw line taking those 3 free throws and missing all of them, like, I know you don't feel things when you watch these teams. I felt devastated for the Cavs, for the fans, for Donovan Mitchell, for the team, for all of that. Just the reminder, like, you're the 1 seed. You have these lofty goals that you're going to make it back to the finals for the first time since. And now with the runway open where the defending champs of the Celtics are probably not going to be there. And no, you fell to the Pacers. And Donovan Mitchell did everything he could. Again, 35 points. He misses those free throws. He hit some big threes down the stretch. But not enough. So perhaps they will go find their chosen son in Cleveland to come back home one more time. Can't wait for that to dominate the offseason conversation.
Nothing like watching a fierce competitor. For me.
Yeah.
Nothing like watching a fierce competitor, somebody who's laying it all out there on the line. Nothing like watching them in that moment with Donovan Mitchell. A moment like that where it's just like, okay, there is a limit to what this dude's body can do.
Yes.
There is a limit in there's a mortality to him. So much about sports, we lionize these people. We tell these stories like they're mythical gods.
Or aliens.
Demigods, aliens. But to see the humanity come through in that moment, and then to see how he responded to the humanity, and to see how people responded to that, that's something I'm all the way here for. The fans were clapping. He missed 2 free throws.
And they were still riding with him.
They were cheering him on.
Oh, it hurt.
He missed that 3rd free throw. I was like, yo, you can't do anything. You can't be anything.
Yeah.
There's a limit on this. And that dude right there, because if it was limitless, that dude right there would find a way to get it done. There's a limit to it. There's a mortality to it.
We have 2 games tonight. Knicks Celtics. Will the Knicks be able to close it out in Boston? And then Warriors Timberwolves. Will the Timberwolves be able to close it out in Minnesota? We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. John Calipari was in Memphis last night, and he added some fuel to the rumor fire that his Arkansas Razorbacks could be coming to Memphis to play the Tigers next season. We will explain. Plus, Pete Rose was reinstated. I'm sure we'll have a lovely conversation about him and his now ability to eventually be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Plus, DeAngelo Williams still ahead when we come back.
We're going to do our pick 6, 6 favorite Outkast songs in honor of Outkast being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Elevators is the most creative.
Me and you.
Yes. Your mama and your cousin too.
And I can't. Every time I hear somebody say me and you, I
just go to the next one, right?
Get all of your HBCU sports and culture news by tuning in to HBCU Huddle with CJ Hurt and Mike Wallace. New episodes drop every Thursday on grindcitymedia.com, YouTube, and Spotify.
Bain drives. Oh yeah. Close. He hits and the Grizzlies have the lead. Yeah! Jared with a knockaway. Good defense. Durant attacking, spinning, hanging, and hitting. Woo!
Dance Kid Dance Tour. Live in Memphis. FedEx Forum, Saturday, August 30th. With special guests, Bush and Morgan Wade. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Shinedown, live in concert. For more, visit shinedown.com.
I got some Cam Ward news for you, by the way.
Let me hear it.
You talk about being able to sell some jerseys. 7 minutes ago at his introductory press conference in Nashville, Warren Moon walks in. I give you permission to wear number 1. young guy.
Wow.
He hands him the number 1 jersey.
Oh, that's amazing.
I'm going to give you permission to wear number 1. So he's going to have the number 1 Cam Ward jersey.
That's amazing.
We're rocking the Cam Ward number 1 Titans jersey.
That's amazing.
Baby.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
This week, we're going to run down the hits and the misses from WrestleMania 41.
The main event, NXT title on the line, Obafemi versus Trick Williams versus Javon Evans. One of the greatest triple threat matches I've ever seen in my life.
I'm shocked.
And it made history because it's the first time there's 3 black men highlighting the NXT pay-per-view.
Okay.
That was dope, too.
Tune in to Grind City Wrestling weekly on the Grind City Media app and on the Grind City Media YouTube channel.
How about Mr. Irrelevant coming from the Memphis Tigers? Yeah, how about that? New England Patriots
Second
took
time.
Memphis defensive back Kobe Minor with the 257th overall pick.
If you're the player getting drafted at that spot, it's almost better to go undrafted and pick a place as an undrafted free agent to sign with where you have a better chance
But
of
you get a
sticking.
lot of stuff. You get a parade. I think
do?
you go to Disneyland, I believe.
Mr. Irrelevant goes to Disney?
I think so.
The Odds Couple, live at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
We talked a little bit about Jalen Wells. Jalen Wells, man, he finished 3rd in the balloting for NBA Rookie of the Year. He's going to be back. He's going to play in Summer League, and maybe he'll shoot some left-handed jumpers out there. Hey, Grizzlies fans, be sure to tune in to Grizzbeat, where the panel and I break down all things Grizzlies and take a look at the rest of the NBA as well. The show is live every Wednesday, 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Shaka laka, shaka laka, shaka laka, shaka boom. Shaka laka, shaka laka, shaka laka, shaka
boom.
What's the difference in, like...
Because that's cool, and then if you're just, like, going down the street and you're like, hey, boom shakalaka, that's lame.
No, boom shakalaka is cool also.
It depends who says it and how it's said.
Was that Marv Albert?
That's the
Who
problem.
used to scream boom shakalaka in the video game? In the NBA Jam's video game.
I know. I
Yeah,
think
like-
it was Albert.
Okay. Like that's cool stuff. I might bring boom shakalaka back. Cause that's just a cool saying.
No, it's Tim Kitzrow.
Okay.
Tim Kitzrow.
All right.
All right. Let's do some moves we missed it again. John Calipari was in Memphis last night for the Razorback Road Show, and he told reporters that there have been discussions about Arkansas being the opponent for the Tigers this year in an exhibition game benefiting St. Jude. He also alluded to his former players being brought back and to celebrate them in some kind of a way. We saw the inaugural Hoops for St. Jude Tip-Off Classic last year where the Memphis men played North Carolina, the Memphis women played South Carolina. This would be an exhibition game, it seems, from reporting around it, but this would be awesome. Like, John Calipari has not coached against Memphis since he left Memphis. And I know from the time Penny Hardaway was hired as the head coach at the University of Memphis, he talked about playing against John Calipari. And at the time, Cal was obviously at Kentucky. But the other thing that Penny's talked about is playing against Arkansas and bringing back that rivalry. And now with Calipari at Arkansas, it kills 2 birds with 1 stone, coming off of the bringing back of the Memphis-Louisville rivalry that became official last week. It just feels like this is the kind of juice that Memphis basketball is desperate for. But I think from a healing standpoint for the city, maybe I'm being crazy, CJ, because I know there's a lot of people here who still have a lot of feelings. I think it would do some good to have John Calipari back in the city with Derrick Rose, with Tyreek Evans, with CDR, with Antonio Anderson, Joey Dorsey, Taggart, like all those guys coming back as a part of this exhibition, and it benefits St. Jude, so that's a positive. You can't hate something that benefits St. Jude.
Well, that's the thing.
Come on.
Like, it benefits St. Jude.
Like,
and
all
so
the guardrails are in place for it to be a really cool event here.
The St. Jude piece might.
I just wish it was a real
enough.
game, not an exhibition game. But
It
like
can't.
beggars can't be choosers.
It can't be a real game. I think that wound is still fresh. You can bring those the city, all those players you name, the city loves them with all of their
Yes.
heart. Loves them. So if you want to honor those players, absolutely go do it. I don't think you can honor Cal because of the way Cal left. I do think it helps.
So much time has passed.
It doesn't matter. Sports hate.
Like I know when he was
knows
back
no.
here in 2017 for the NCAA tournament, he was booed heavily.
Yes.
And that was a big deal but that's still, at this point, that's 8 years ago.
There you go.
Well, that means I've been here. Every time I say something like, that's 8 years ago in Memphis, and I was there, I'm like, what the hell?
I think
How did this happen?
I think it was never going to happen at Kentucky.
No.
Because that's a job he left for. But the
Yeah,
second
that was
job,
too loaded.
The second job and his Arkansas regional rival,
Uh-huh.
I think that could be enough to get Cal for the fan base to be like, okay, whatever, fine, bring him through. We're not. You call Calipari's name out, he's getting booed. On a night to honor him, he will get booed.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And listen, can I be honest? I think he should be booed here. Now, those players, on the other hand, will hear some of the biggest cheers you've ever heard, get some of the longest ovations you've ever seen. Because the city, again, loves those players, and rightfully so. But the way Cal did things, the underhanded nature with which he went about doing things, the cover his own ass way he went to do things, I can understand why Memphis fans are like, no, we don't like this guy. We'll never like this guy. We'll
He also brought the
appreciate
best
him.
times in Memphis
I
basketball
understand that.
history.
And the worst moment.
Yes.
The worst moments. Is that banner up?
I don't
No.
think so.
No, it's not. No, it's not up.
Yeah.
So, like, all right, okay. Yeah, we can have whatever conversations we want to about how many memories and how great it was, the 1-2 game, the run to the Final Four, all these great players that came out of Memphis that went to the NBA and had pretty good professional careers. We can do that. But if we're going to do that part of the story, got to tell the other part of the story. And the other part of the story is he knew sanctions were coming, allegedly. He got on the phone. This isn't alleged. He got on the phone with players he wanted currently on Memphis' roster and tried to get them to transfer. Will Coleman shared that with us. He got on phone. Memphis had the #1 ranked recruiting class that year, I do believe. He hopped on the phone. I think it was Boogie Cousins, John Wall. I think it was them. He hopped on the phone and said, hey, I'm going to Kentucky. Come with me. And he did all of that behind closed doors, locked the door, wouldn't talk to anybody, and dipped out and left Memphis in a lurch. He did that.
In the lurch.
In a lurch. So
It would be cool, though, if Cal comes this year, Pastner's coming back this year with UNLV.
I forgot Pastner
Yeah,
was
so you
at
could have like a
UNLV.
twofer coming back.
I bet Pastner gets cheered.
Yeah, he's just a.
I bet Pastner
He's a
gets
nice
cheered.
guy. Here's the thing: we do this. Well, one, totally different careers at the University of Memphis and what those individuals mean for the point in time that they were. Pastner's just a nice guy. Who boos Josh Pastner? Like, I can't foresee a world where Josh Pastner's the kind of guy who gets booed. You look at John Calipari, you're like, even if you didn't know anything, if you put those two faces up and you take a general public that knows nothing about basketball, knows nothing about the University of Memphis, knows nothing about their stories, and says, which of these two people do you think gets booed? I think you're picking John Calipari like 99% of the time. I'm choked up.
But he was
too.
more successful.
Those allergies are crazy this
he was,
morning.
My goodness. He was more successful, way more successful than what
Of course.
Pastner was.
That's my
And so
point.
that's-
But I was saying from a blind test of
Yeah,
just
I
looks
understand that.
wise. and
Yes,
just who
yes,
this-
absolutely.
Like Josh Pastner's not really a guy that
he doesn't curse.
you just clout. You're like, that looks like a nice man.
He's
He looks
taking
like a nice man.
he's taking the college students to the ass station to let them load up on snacks after big wins. You remember that story at Georgia
Yeah.
Tech?
You want to know who's not a nice man?
Who?
Pete Rose. But he's been reinstated after
Is he-
spending 30
he's-
years on the
he's-
permanently ineligible
He's not
list.
a nice man because he's dead.
He's not a nice man because in court he admitted to a sexual relationship with a 14-year-old girl when he was in his 30s and married with 2 kids. That's the thing. Here, I get annoyed that this turns into an exclusive Of course, Pete Rose should be inducted into Major League Baseball's Hall of Fame. And God, it's a real darn shame that they couldn't do this while he was alive, because who really cares that he bet on baseball? Like, ultimately in the moment, it was horrific, but it shouldn't have anything to do. That part of his legacy can certainly stand in the disgrace of it all, but that shouldn't affect one of the greatest players the game ever saw from being in the Hall of Fame. Those two things should exist separately. But I cannot get past the other part of it. Now, I understand others can, and we get past it all the time, and it happens in sports all the time. Did you see the tweet from the Charlotte Hornets yesterday?
No, what
Out
is
of
that?
nowhere, just absurd praise for Miles Bridges. I was like, why? I'm glad you got the 4th pick in the draft. Forget it. I felt bad for you at the start of the day, but I forgot. That's on me. Point being, we do this where we erase things that professional male athletes do to women all the time. I won't. So I'll sit here and remind everyone what Pete Rose did, what Pete Rose admitted to.
You'll do it in this instance, but there are other instances.
Do it always. Who?
Bean.
Who? Kobe? I don't do it. You won't catch me going overtly the other direction. I struggled with that heavily.
But we do it.
Yes, we do it.
We do it as a sports viewing collective. I think some of the difference in this case and in the other cases is, like, dudes are already in and then things sort of come out.
Right.
And in some cases, right? So who was it? Was it Cobb who was beating the hell out of handicapped people and being really racist towards black people? When that stuff was cool, you could slap the hell out of handicapped people and you could be racist. And then we looked up here recently, was like, you know what? Not sure Todd Cobb should be talked about in this sort of a way.
Right.
But he's already in.
Brett Favre's already in.
Already
And his isn't
in.
women, but just
But-
taking all the money from the Mississippi welfare. He probably did. Oh, yeah, he did too.
Yeah,
Sorry.
he had the penis pic.
I get caught up in the welfare. I forget about the penis pic. How did I forget about that?
You can't be forgetting about the penis
That's
pic.
so silly.
Don't do that.
Some of them have such long sheets that things get lost in the midst.
Yeah,
and I think so much of Pete Rose's legacy is the majority of people think that it is all about, and you want to know what? They don't think. They know. It is all about, or it was all about him betting on baseball. But it should be about the collective nature of who this person was. And it is not lost on me the primary voices clamoring for Pete Rose to be inducted into the Hall of Fame and for this reinstatement to happen, because they don't care. They don't care that Pete Rose was in his 30s having sex with a 14-year-old. We are spending so much energy on Bill Belichick having a consensual relationship with a 24-year-old who might have been 19 when they met, but guess what? That's legal. 30s, 14. Anyway, I rest my Pete Rose case. Frustrates me.
I mean, there are dudes in the NFL Hall of Fame for murdering people.
I'm aware.
Okay, all right.
I'm aware. I get that we exist in a complicated. There is no place for redemption quite like sports. For Dorothy, there's no place like home. For athletes with questionable rap sheets, there's no place like professional sports.
Is that story in the Hall of Fame? Right? Like, is a Pete Rose story in the Hall of Fame? Because I think it's an important story to tell. I don't think you can talk about baseball without talking about the scandal that was Pete Rose. And if it is, great. If it's not, put that in. You don't have to put him in. Right?
Yeah.
Put, like, hey, here's what happened. Here's why he's not in. Here are his stats. But you don't have to have a bust of Pete Rose or a picture of Pete Rose or any of the press clippings from Pete Rose. You say, hey, yo, educationally speaking, we've got to tell this part of the story. Aren't the Black Sox in?
Yes.
Yeah, so that scandal's in. Like, this needs to be in
I'll
if it's not
say
already
this.
not.
If Pete Rose goes in, for God's sake, can we please put Barry Bonds in the Hall of Fame?
Well, sure, if Barry Bonds dies, why not?
No, let's move forward past Petey's keeping players out of the Hall of Fame.
Pete had to give his life to get in the Hall of Fame.
He had to die.
He had to die.
He's not in it yet either. Let us be reminded.
He gets in, doesn't he? They make the decision in 2027. Yeah. So yeah, 2027 Pete Rose is probably in the Hall of Fame.
Everyone stinks. The world stinks. The Diddy trial's ongoing. You stink. Just kidding. I'm not putting you in the same sentence as Pete Rose and Diddy. You were smelling your pits, so I was just curious.
I put baby oil on today also. I was not feeling. I'm real
what
self-conscious
a horrible day
right
for the
now.
oil.
You brought up Diddy. Who? The prosecution had all these witnesses at one point in time.
Where are they?
No, they don't. It's just Cassie.
I wonder how that happens. Shout out Cassie. Sheer bravery.
Take the cap off
for Cassie in that case. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, DeAngelo Williams is going to join us. We are going to share with him some words John Gruden had about DeAngelo Williams this week. We'll get his take on that, and then we never know what we'll talk with him about. We'll find out when we come back.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, one exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals takes it straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season. Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
I got some Cam Ward news for you, by the way.
Let me hear it.
You talk about being able to sell some jerseys. 7 minutes ago at his introductory press conference in Nashville, Warren Moon walks in. I give you permission to wear number 1.
Oh, wow.
He hands him the number 1 jersey.
Oh, that's amazing.
I'm going to give you permission to wear number 1. So he's going to have the number 1 Cam Ward jersey.
That's amazing.
We're rocking the Cam Ward number 1 Titans jersey.
That's amazing.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
This week, we're going to run down the hits and the misses from WrestleMania 41.
The main event, NXT title on the line, Obafemi versus Trick Williams versus Javon Evans. One of the greatest triple threat matches I've ever seen in my life.
I'm shocked.
And it made history because it's the first time there's 3 black men highlighting a NXT pay-per-view.
Okay.
That was dope too.
Tune in to Grind City Wrestling weekly on the Grind City Media app and on the Grind City Media YouTube channel.
I thought Penny was smart to handle this the way he handled it. He expressed frustration with the system, the chaotic nature of it. The price hike on eggs ain't got nothing on the price hike on basketball players. The same dude who cost you $150,000 last summer is costing you $500,000 right now. I understand his sentiment, but he stopped well short of criticizing PJ Haggerty.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Grizz Nation gets set for tip-off 1 hour before every Grizzlies home game with the warm-up show. Get the latest news, notes, and analysis live from courtside at FedEx Forum.
Who's going to be the tougher team that rebounds and prevents second chance opportunities?
Join me, Lang Whitaker, along with Michael Wallace, Jessica Benson, and other personalities from Grind City Media, Memphis, and around the NBA. 1 hour before every home game, live at Grind City Media on X, YouTube, and the official Grind City Media mobile app.
We're going to do our pick 6 favorite Outkast songs in honor of Outkast being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Elevators is the most creative.
Me and you.
Yes. Your mama and your cousin too.
And I can't, every time I hear somebody say me and you, I
just go to the next one, right?
Get all of your HBCU sports and culture news by tuning in to HBCU Huddle with CJ Hurt and Mike Wallace. New episodes drop every Thursday on grindcitymedia.com, YouTube, and Spotify.
All right, welcome back. It is Wednesday. That means it's time to catch up with DeAngelo Williams. And before DeAngelo can derail this conversation in any way, as we love him for doing each and every Wednesday, DeAngelo, have you seen the video of John Gruden talking about you?
I have not.
Oh, well, you're about to see it. Check this out. This came from John Gruden earlier this week talking about our very own DeAngelo Williams.
You know, when I was coaching Tampa Bay, the freaking Carolina Panthers were the team I just could not stand. They had a running back named DeAngelo Williams. He used to kick our ass. If you're out there, DeAngelo, shame on you, brother. Look at these shoes.
If you're out there, DeAngelo, shame on you. Look at you in John Gruden's head all these years later.
No, well, it's not that. It's the fact that he thinks that I could be dead. That's what's crazy. It's like, if you're out there, like, what? If I'm out there, you know I'm out here. Damn. Like, it was that professional hatred carried on throughout his career, I see. You know, it's okay, John. I was just doing my job, man. And I think he only said that because, you know, Seth sent him a lot of Memphis stuff, and I was the last person that he could remember that affected or impacted his life.
Wow, that's so sweet. When he sees a box full of free Memphis gear from Seth Hennigan, the first thing he thinks is, God, DeAngelo Williams made my life hell at points.
Do you have those type of thoughts where, like, okay, you're doing something innocuous and you're like, oh my gosh, that one dude that one time on that one team was awful. I hated him, sports hate wise.
Yes, I do. I hated Terrell Suggs, and to this day I still hate him.
Why?
Yeah, like I don't think you understand. So I used to think that being in Pittsburgh, like, people that hated Baltimore, it was just like, that's stupid. There's no such thing as professional hatred. Kind of like people that work at Walmart hate people at Target. You're like, no, we're all people. It's just a job.
Was unaware
You know
of
what
the
I'm
beef. Was unaware of the Target Walmart workers beef.
I feel like UPS and FedEx should have like there's a beef there, because, you know, we both do the same thing, and, you know, what can Brown do for you? And, you know, it's just you just think there's a professional beef that just should just be there, right? Well, in Baltimore and Pittsburgh, like, it's real. Like, I couldn't stand Terrell Suggs because he talked too much, one. And then two, like, he backed up the talk. But then you was just like, that's what it was. Like, you those people that just talk a lot of crap, like that's why nobody likes Floyd Mayweather, because he talks so much and he's so flashy, but yet nobody's beat him. So you just like, damn, I just wish somebody just beat him just to shut him up. And that's how it was with Terrell Suggs. Yeah, to this day, and true John Gruden fashion, Terrell Suggs, if you're out there, shame on you.
Terrell Suggs is like, I too am very much alive. Absolutely alive. 42 years old. I did just check because, you know, I've killed people off on this show. I've accidentally kept people alive on this show. You just never know. DeAngelo, can you please explain to people why you are sitting in front of a Final Destination ad with all of the logs behind you?
Well, first of all, you're showing your age, Jessica. Speaking of that, my kids, we was having this, because me and my wife was having a discussion about Final Destination, about how it's the most horrific film ever produced. Like, and she was like, it's scarier than like Freddy Krueger and Jason. I'm like, yeah, because it's realistic.
Yes.
And they were like, there's no way. And they watched it and they was like, I could see suspenseful, but horrific? And I'm like, I don't know. But with that being said, this is what my wife calls like the pretty wood. This wood right here is not allowed to be burned, cut, or anything like that. It's only background drop. So I was like, you know what? We're on the farm. We might as well have it in the background drop, because she strategically placed each one. I had to cut each one of them up. These trees that are back here behind me right now, I could have cut up in like 5 or 10 minutes if I would have cut them and split them the way I wanted to cut them and split them. But it took me an hour because she had a specific length that she wanted them. And there were certain branches that she wanted cut certain ways, and I couldn't have it too big or too small. I was like, this is stupid. She was like, just wait. Just wait. It took her 2 hours to stack it, and then boom, this is the final result.
It's beautiful. It's, you know,
I love
looks
pretty
like
wood. Not too big, not too small. I love it.
It's a really beautiful backdrop for some people at a wedding, for some photos, you know, just a nice,
everybody come get a picture in front of this pretty wood.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Put your wood
I know,
out.
right?
I love when, you know, venues put their best wood out front. Really.
Can you sit on that wood?
You could. It's been tested. So 300-pound max weight limit.
Oh.
Anything over that, it'll break it.
Yeah, it sounds like dudes probably shouldn't sit on that wood, but you can get some bridesmaids up there to sit on the wedding wood.
Get out of here, DeAngelo. I have a bone to pick with you.
Speaking of wood.
Okay.
You said by knowing the Final Destination reference, I'm showing my age. You think it's an old person thing to think about Final Destination when you see? I think that has transcended generations.
I'm not sure it has.
It has
on
not.
TikTok all the
has
time.
not. No, it has
Because
not.
you're on old people.
They
TikTok.
anticipate Final Destination Bloodline to do like crazy numbers at the box office this week.
No. Final Destination Bloodlines will, but that specific driving behind the wood truck, that is something that only traumatized us. I don't think that it hit. I don't think that it hit people like 22, 23 years old. Jacob, are you aware of the Final Destination wood truck?
Yeah, right. Jacob in our ears.
So, but how old is Jacob? 27?
He's but a baby. He's
25. Okay, so I think that
25.
I don't think it's affecting the children.
I don't know. So I think there are certain scary movies that impact children of every generation, and I'd be curious because like when I was a kid, you would think of
Scream?
Nightmare on Elm Street. No. Scream was too current. Like the older ones that came out before you were born. The Exorcist, The Shining.
Jessica, how old are you?
I'm 33.
For you to say, oh, okay.
I'm 33. Yeah.
I don't know. That's debatable.
But
you
my
can't say
point is-
Nightmare on Elm Street. You can't claim Freddy Krueger.
I'm not claiming. No, my
That
point
was
is that those movies that came out before my time were still a part of the like coming of age. You went to Blockbuster and you rented the scariest movies that your parents were afraid of. And I feel like Final Destination for people our age and above would be the kind of movie where if you are a horror movie watching family, you would be excited about the night that you showed your kid Final Destination for the first time, and then they would know about the logs falling out of the truck.
Was that 2 or 1?
I always get them confused.
No. I think that was the second one.
I think it was the second one.
It was the second one because the first
It's
one
two,
they had
I
to
thought.
introduce us to it because the first one, it's the second one because the first one they was on the plane and everybody survived and we was all happy about it. And then one by one they kind of had to set the storyline up so the wood wouldn't have been in the first one.
Yeah.
But here's the thing about those old movies. My greatest claim to fame on showing my kids a scary movie was Gremlins. When they were able to watch Gremlins, that classic, right. So I thought Child's Play with Chucky was going to be too much for them, and they thought it was the funniest thing ever, and they were laughing. And I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you kids? Like, I was terrified at this age. Like, you know how many times I thought my sister doll was going to come alive and come kill me? For y'all to just be laughing, like, and this is the thing that they say more than anything. Daddy, did you see the graphics on that? Y'all used to watch that? And I'm like, look, it was ahead of their time at the time. So yeah, I mean, I get it.
I think every generation has things that they're scared of that the other generation wasn't or future generations won't be. We were terrified of dolls. Right,
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
because we had Chucky. You had the puppet from Goosebumps.
man.
You had the little voodoo dolls coming to life.
Puppet Master.
What's the Puppet Master?
Yeah,
What was the movie that we
yeah.
watched last year? Tales
Tales
from the Hood.
Yeah.
Tales from the Crypt.
I think about those stupid
we were
dolls.
making creepy ass dolls.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we're
yeah.
all terrified of dolls. I don't think that
We're
the
scared
children
of dolls. We've continuously been scared of like religion-based horror movies. From like The Omen, The Exorcist. Like we still get Exorcist movies to this day. We still get Omen adjacent. We still get, there's another franchise that sits in that space that I can't think of right now. But even like,
You know what
even
this generation's
Dracula-like
horror story
movies.
is?
What?
This generation's horror story is being unplugged from like the internet and not having their social devices and things of that nature. If you look, that's where the horror is spinning to, like things that like you come in contact with somebody off the internet, or you come in contact with like the Craigslist people, things like that, things that are more modern to this time versus back in our days when them damn dolls were creeping around, or when people would put on a scream mask and go around, or those slasher type movies where anytime you saw somebody in the mask, you was like, whoa, But now you see them in the mask and you're like, oh, they got COVID. So it's a different look now.
I honestly wish Trump was president in the 90s. We wouldn't have had all these damn dolls because of the tariffs. Like, if
you
we
can only have 2 dolls. You can't have 30.
Imagine we'd get one child's play and be like, all right, that's it. We're not doing this anymore. Tariffs are too high.
We could only afford one doll movie this year, and it better be made in America.
Maybe you don't need 20 to 30 dolls. Little boys and girls, get one. Get one Chucky, one Child's Play. You don't need Bride of Chucky. Get that out of here. You don't need the puppet from Goosebumps. Get that out of here.
Yeah, Jaquan in the chat bringing up too, like Carrie when I was a kid had a very specific part as a girl.
Yes.
I saw Carrie as a kid and was just like, okay, why are we doing this?
The when she reaches out.
Yeah, why are we doing? We're talking about the old. We're doing the old.
Yeah,
Carrie.
the Sissy Spacek Carrie.
Yeah, like why are we like? But that was something that creeped out a generation before me, and I was like, oh, okay, get them, go Carrie, off them. They shouldn't have poured that blood on you. Yeah, gut them meat people.
Well, we still even reference it like the complete. Did you see The Substance, DeAngelo?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, well, like the end scene has odes to Carrie and basically every horror movie. Anyway, yeah, I don't know, because then you're right. You do get to the point where when you revisit some of those old movies, you watch them like your kids watched Gremlins, and they're laughing and they're like, I cannot believe you thought that this was funny. This is lame. This is cheesy. The graphics are bad. How could this have ever scared you?
To this day, if I'm babysitting a toddler and their parents are like, oh, here's this toy that makes noise. No, F that, take that with you. I don't want that around me. Get your teddy bears that make noise. Get your little toy buttons and computers that make noise. Get all of that demonic stuff away from me because I don't want it. Leave me alone.
The psychological thrillers, like What Lies Beneath. Did you ever see What Lies Beneath? I was obsessed with that.
Look, I'm going to tell you something.
What's the Norman Bates one?
Oh, Psycho.
Psycho was the one that ruined me for a minute. To this day, my shower curtain is clear. I need to be able to see out. I don't like not being able to see out of my shower.
I agree with that, especially if I'm in a hotel. Oh, yeah. It freaks me out. Even the birds never really scared me. Like, I watched the birds and laughed, but I will say I will be out and about, and sometimes my brain will go and think, what if all these birds started attacking me right now?
I passed 4 birds on my frolic. I was like, oh, no, that's 4 too many. Yeah. I'm uneasy.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre really messed with me for a long time. Good slasher.
Yes.
Jeepers Creepers. I never look at scarecrows the same.
Have we seen what?
X.
Yes. Yeah. I love that. Yeah. Have you seen X?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you should see it.
What is it? When it come out?
It is absolutely. It is absolutely.
It's in 2022.
Amazing.
I'm trying to think what number it is in the, because it's X and Pearl. And what's the first one? It's Mia Goth, horror movie queen. But X specifically is like a group filming you'd like it.
Porno.
A porn movie in like a Texas, I don't know, like a rural place in Texas, and there's an old couple, and it's a great movie.
It throws off Texas Chainsaw vibes.
But I do feel sometimes in today's, like I think of X as a really artsy horror movie, and a lot of our horror movies now feel like they almost have to be like highbrow. I don't know. I've struggled with this because it's still just a horror movie, and there's still scream factors in it. And there's still gore, and there's still sex, and there's still blood. But there is an artsy quality to it that feels different than some of this basic, like slashers, basic fear factor that I grew up on.
I don't think there's an artsy factor to it, but I mean, okay. I mean, to each his own.
I love that movie.
We could. I can't say this though. If there's any movie that you wish that there was either a prequel or a sequel to, which one would you choose? I'll go first. Conception. I think they should have made a second one of Conception.
Conception? I've seen Conception. Are you talking about Volume 1, Volume 2, and Volume 3?
No. I'm talking about the one where he goes back in time.
You're talking about Inception.
Inception is what I meant. Inception is what I meant.
Okay,
Inception.
all right.
It's the not the con.
We're thinking about something else. Conception is a completely different type of movie.
The top. Okay.
Yeah. Inception is what the top. Like if
Conception got pretty woody.
Can do another one, either a prequel or a sequel. Yeah. Inception is one of those movies that I always wish that they would have made a part 2 to, because nobody ever knows if he was still there or if the top's still spinning. But the point should be closure, okay? In 2025, closure is what people want, okay? You got to stop leaving stuff open in.
Life
like,
isn't about
no
closure,
more,
DeAngelo.
Look, gone are the days of those entourage days where you could just simply shut it down by just going black on the screen. That doesn't work these days. You do that now, and the whole series is
You don't
trash.
think The Sopranos could end in the way that it ended today?
Hell no, not in 2025. There's no way. There's no way.
It ended the way
There's
that it ended,
I'ma tell
and
you
whenever it
something.
ended, and people were
Listen.
upset about it.
Yeah, but today it's revered. Well, I guess
Listen,
it's a
I don't think you understand. Like Walking Dead, when Glenn was getting,
I
they
haven't
was
watched
going
The Walking
around with
Dead.
the bat.
Oh, you stop it. It's been on for a decade. Get your hands off
I know, I do. I can put my
So
hands
you
on
act like I'm ruining something for you. But
Have you
yeah,
watched The Leftovers, DeAngelo?
I have not.
That's
I have
next on
not.
my list.
Okay. That's I finished You. I finished all of Black Mirror.
You finished the most recent season of You?
Look, I don't think you understand. You, in my opinion, is the greatest show of all time.
freak.
Because no. His thoughts and how he speaks them is literally what men do. Like when
That's
like somebody
horrifying
does
because
something,
all he does is kill women.
he does not kill. He kills
other people, too.
women and men.
And men.
Yeah. The
Sorry.
fact that you just said he only kills women.
I mean, but like the majority of people he puts in his little cage system are women. Is the last season worth a watch, DeAngelo? Because I really loved season 1 and 2, and then I kind of fell off. Okay.
100%. 100%. Because, yes, I'm going to just say that. I'm going to stay there, and I'm not going to say anything else.
Okay. Well, DeAngelo, we'll let you go farm. Enjoy
We didn't
your
even get an
nice wood.
STD from you this week. Have
No
that
STDs
STD ready
this
next week.
Next week it
I
it
got you.
is.
I got you. No. This is real quick because
Okay.
Jessica's gonna hate this. I
Jessica
don't
does hate
understand
STDs.
its function. I think I hate that I even had to come this way, and I can't even believe it. Even I know it ain't me because I was watching wrestling and I was watching The Undertaker, but I think in 2025, why are we still wearing eyeliner? Like why is that still a thing? Like why is eyeliner like? I think it's the most ridiculous thing ever. Either you have it or you don't.
This might be the worst STD of all time, and you're frozen
It's a
D's.
pencil.
Yeah. Mine's actually not a pencil, it's a pen.
I don't understand the purpose of eyeliner because, it's a pen now?
Well, you can choose. I have a pencil for the under eye and a pen for the upper eye. It's not cool to wear a lower eyeliner anymore, so you just have to like smudge a little bit on the lower line because otherwise if you're on TV, it looks like you don't have eyes. It's okay. You don't understand. It's okay. It's okay. Congratulations for being a man where you don't have to think about eyeliner.
And congratulations for having pretty wood in
Because
there.
you'll never know. You'll never know how painful it is to be doing your entire makeup and to be on the part of your upper eyeliner and you sneeze, move, have a shake of the hand, and next thing you know, it's like, poof, and you have to take everything off and start over. It is sheer
Well, here's the
misery.
thing, though.
That sounds like a great idea. That sounds
I've never
fun.
met a man that was like, you know what? I've never met a person of somebody that's attracted to another person that was like, you know what? Your eyeliner's off. I'm no longer talking to you. I'm no longer sleeping with you. Like eyeliner doesn't make a difference at all.
It actually makes a massive difference. And if you know, you know. And if you don't, I can't explain it to you, DeAngelo. And that's okay. That's okay. I would love for us to get to a place where nobody
CJ,
wears any makeup anytime. That sounds great. But you know
CJ,
what?
have
We
eyeliner
can't.
ever stopped you from doing anything?
D'Angelo, ain't nothing never stopped me, dog.
Oh, of course.
I'm going in. What are we talking about?
Bye, DeAngelo.
We just had this conversation.
Goodbye, DeAngelo. We'll see you next
I bet
week.
D'Angelo's busting slob everywhere. In front of the pretty wood, behind the pretty wood, on
They
top of the pretty
also
wood.
Put eyeliner on. If D'Angelo was a analyst on one of the main NFL talk shows, he'd have to wear eyeliner.
Would he have to? That's the thing that confuses me.
Yeah. The makeup team at a big network would be like, yes, you're wearing eyeliner.
What if he says no?
Well,
like
then maybe they don't
that.
make you.
I've
I
had
don't
that
know. I
thought.
don't know if they're gonna like wrestle you in that situation.
Like let you go or
but
fire you or what
Yeah.
have you.
Depends how good you are.
Because I'm telling you, when GCM makes it and we get our makeup team, I'm not wearing makeup. Y'all are getting this.
You tell them.
You're getting this right here.
You tell them. They would absolutely put some. If you weren't wearing a hat, they'd put some powder on your head.
For what?
So it's not so shiny. It distracts people.
No, my shiny head is beautiful. I love my shiny. Look at that.
My shiny
right there.
head and me.
Shiny head, shiny head.
All right, we have a quiz. Other Jacob prepared a pop quiz for us this morning. We don't know what the subject is. We don't know anything about it, but we'll find out when we come back.
Bain tries. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Close. He hits and the Grizzlies have the lead. Yeah! Jared with a knockaway. Good defense. Durant attacking, spinning, hanging, and hitting. Let's go!
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item, whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
The other thing that came out this week that we were talking about innovation and Nike and all that, they dropped these $900 hyper boots that
900.
I mean, they're a recovery shoe apparently that you wear after sports, whatever.
Who's buying it? Because all the athletes that we see, they're gonna get seated this. So who's gonna actually pay $900 for this?
The Sneak Fest Show, live Tuesdays at 2 p.m. on Grind City Media on X, YouTube, and the official Grind City Media mobile app.
I thought Penny was smart to handle this the way he handled it. He expressed frustration with the system, the chaotic nature of it. The price hike on eggs ain't got nothing on the price hike on basketball players. The same dude who cost you $150,000 last summer is costing you $500,000 right now. I understand his sentiment, but he stopped well short of criticizing PJ Haggerty.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
How about Mr. Irrelevant coming from the Memphis Tigers? Yeah, how about that? New England Patriots
Second
took
time.
Memphis defensive back Kobe Minor with the 257th overall pick.
If you're the player getting drafted at that spot, it's almost better to go undrafted and pick a place as an undrafted free agent to sign with where you have a better chance.
But you get a lot of stuff. You get a parade. I think you go to Disneyland, I believe.
Mr. Irrelevant goes to Disney?
I think so.
The Odds Couple, live at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
We talked a little bit about Jalen Wells. Jalen Wells, man, he finished third in the balloting for NBA Rookie of the Year. He's going to be back. He's going to play in Summer League, and maybe he'll shoot some left-handed jumpers out there. Hey, Grizzlies fans, be sure to tune in to Grizzbeat, where the panel and I break down all things Grizzlies and take a look at the rest of the NBA as well. The show is live every Wednesday, 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
You know what that music means. It's time for a pop quiz by Other Jacob. He texted CJ and I this morning, said, I have a quiz. And now we will find out what it is. Jacob, fire it up. What do we got?
Hey, NBA stat leaders
For this season?
regular season. Points SGA. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Is that what his name is?
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Shai. Yeah, I just call the dude SGA. I don't know his name. Oh, God.
Was minutes played Mikal Bridges?
That's a good one.
He just got, whoever it is got their award. Yes, okay. Because it came across my timeline the other day.
3-point percentage. Is that Luke? Is that Kennard?
No, I think he fell out of it.
Okay.
Didn't he?
All right.
Am I wrong?
It clearly wasn't him.
Okay.
3-point makes it Steph, isn't it?
Scoring this. Do we have points?
Yeah.
Total points or average points?
Yeah.
Points
Got
was
it.
Giannis.
Points
I'm sorry.
Points was Giannis?
I thought average points was Giannis.
No, points was SGA.
Okay, my bad.
Triple doubles Jokic.
Okay. Assist was Tyrese.
There we go. Tyrese.
Halliburton.
Yeah.
Um,
No, it wasn't Halliburton.
It wasn't?
It wasn't Halliburton.
Damn.
He had assists per game, but not
Oh,
totals.
this
These are
totals is
totals.
gonna mess
These are
me
totals.
up.
All right. Okay. What about blocks? Who's blocking shots? Is that Mobley? Is it Evan Mobley?
Could be
No.
Mobley.
It's not Mobley.
It's not Mobley.
Gobert?
Or is it
No
Turner?
Gobert. Turner? No Turner.
No Turner.
All right. We are doing a great
Is it
job
Chet?
at this. No way it's Chet. Is it Chet?
No.
No. All right, we are crushing
Is
this.
it?
Flagrant fouls. Draymond Green.
Oh, that's on there. Perfect.
No. What about
What?
ejections?
Ejections. Draymond
Green.
We're killing it.
We're doing such a good job at this. Technical fouls. Draymond Green. Draymond's got one of
Come
those damn
on.
things, doesn't he?
Dylan Brooks. That's my next shot. Yeah! Let's go.
Maybe Draymond is right. He's not angry. All right.
Okay.
Distance traveled is Steph. Is that not Steph?
It has to be because he's
It's
moving
got to be
all,
Steph.
everywhere, all at once.
It has to be Curry. It's not Curry.
What?
All right. 3-point makes not Curry. 3-point
Okay.
percentage Curry? Curry? Free throw makes SGA again?
Did we ever find the assists?
No. All right. We got free throw makes. Let's go. Free throw percentage, Steph. That's got to be Steph, doesn't it?
One of them has to be Steph.
There we go.
Okay.
All right, we got it. We're
Okay.
good. Jessica, we're rolling now.
Okay,
Here
we're
we go.
rolling. We're
Here we go.
rolling.
3-point
Offensive
make.
rebounds.
Offensive rebounds.
Mitchell Robinson.
Is that a real guess?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Fine.
Gobert. Is that a real guess?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Man.
Go to total rebounds and hit me with Gobert. Come on, Gobert. Give it to me. No.
God. It's
Same
the same
person as offensive and defensive. Giannis? Not Giannis.
No way.
Giannis? Is it Giannis? Can we get that Greek freak action? No. All right. All right. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Who else is good at rebounding?
Zubats.
You think it's Zubac?
Yeah.
All right. There we go. And Zubac. There it is. Look at that.
Okay. We're good.
Double JB. Let's get it.
Next up.
All right.
Who could have? Harden?
That's a
I'm
good
just staying
guess.
with the Clippers
That's a
at
good
this
guess.
point.
Harden for assists. Same person for assists and turnovers.
Same person for
Why would it not be Harden? All right. Who else has the ball in their hand a bunch? Who's a facilitator who has their ball in their hand a bunch?
Trae Young.
Trigger Trey? There you go.
And turnovers.
Let's go, Jessica.
I only got it for the turnovers. Let's be honest. But shout out Trae Young.
Is that SGA also steals?
Or is it Dort?
Or what's the other dude from the Hawks?
Oh, yeah. Dyson Daniels.
Dyson Daniels.
Yeah.
Get it.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yep.
There we go.
Now we're cooking.
Now we're rolling.
Now we're cooking
now
with
we
gas.
Got it. All right, blocks. Who's out here blocking shots? Not Mobley, not Turner, not Gobert.
It could not be.
I mean,
It was
could.
on pace to be Victor.
It can't still be
But
Victor.
it can't still be Victor.
It is Victor.
Who's second? Does Jacob know who's second on that?
I'm not sure who's second on that. We'll look into it. We'll check that out. He doesn't know. We can look that up.
Damn,
All right, so
that's
Stocks
crazy.
then.
I think Daniels
Mobley?
was Stocks too.
Is it Daniels?
He was for a period of time. Yeah.
There you go, Jessica. All right, double doubles.
Okay, double doubles. Is that Jokic as well?
I'm going to go Jokic.
I would guess Jokic. Nope,
No.
not Jokic. Not Jokic.
No, 61 double doubles.
Double doubles.
Oh my gosh, double doubles. 61 of them things. Mobley?
Try it. No.
No.
Who's a walking double double in this league right now?
Gobert?
Ew. I don't think so.
Yeah, all right.
Hartenstein?
Hartenstein, let's get it. Let's get it. Give it to me. No. Zubac. No. Braun?
Sabonis?
Sabonis. There you go, Jessica.
Okay.
Draymond for fouls, damn it.
It has to be.
He's on here some damn where.
God bless. Who else is fouling there?
Dylan?
Brooks?
Who else is? No, you know who it might be?
Who?
Might be your boy.
What boy?
Triple J?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, he's never beating the allegations.
There you go. Here we go.
He led the league in fouls?
Yes. 257.
Oh, my
Let's get
God.
it. Loose balls
recovered. Caruso.
No.
I know. He comes off the bench. There's no way.
Hart? Josh Hart?
That's a good. Oh, great
Let's
answer.
go.
Great job, CJ.
Let's go.
Great job.
We're in here now, Jessica.
How is this not Draymond Green?
Who else? Isaiah Stewart. Who else called some flagrants
Try Isaiah
this year?
Stewart.
Not Dylan. All right. And it's only 5 flagrants.
Can we go back to the 3-point makes? Let's get 3-point.
Let's go back to
It
3-point
wasn't
makes.
Shea, right?
No, it was not Shea.
It wasn't Curry.
No.
Anthony Edwards.
Good guess. Good guess. Give it
Okay,
to her.
there we go.
Give it to her.
Field goal percentage, minimum 500 attempts. Most efficient scorer.
Ooh. Who's hanging out around the rim getting buckets?
Yeah, 70%. That's nuts.
Gobert?
Give us a clue, Jacob.
What is the clue? The clue is he's a big man that doesn't shoot threes, and his team made it to the second round.
Big man who doesn't shoot threes.
And his team made it to the second
round.
All right.
Hartenstein.
Here we go. Here we go.
Nope.
No?
Nope. Nope.
Oh, boy. Not Gobert.
Mobley takes threes.
Not Mobley. Allen. Jared Allen.
Yeah. No. Oh, yeah. Yay!
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, 3-point percentage. And it's not Luke. Who was chasing Luke Kennard?
For Luke Kennard to sit there and not take all of those threes he didn't take and still end up not having the 3-point percentage leader is this guy.
Traded mid-season.
Traded
it's not
mid-season.
Steph Curry.
East to west.
East to west.
East to west.
Malik Beasley?
Traded mid-season.
There ain't no effing way.
No. Correct. It's
And he
not.
was traded to the East. He wasn't even traded
His
to the East.
team did not make the playoffs.
Was traded East to
Oh,
West.
Levine.
Didn't make the playoffs. Oh, yeah, there you go. Good one.
I didn't know Levine was shooting it like that.
Flagrant
All right,
fouls.
flagrant fouls.
Flagrant foul.
Only 5 flagrants. Oh my gosh.
Lou Dort?
No way it's Lou Dort.
I don't think
Dort
so.
isn't
I don't
dirty
think so.
like
No.
that. Yeah.
Grayson Allen?
Well, that's always a good guess.
No.
Patrick
Did
Beverly
we
isn't
try
in the
Stewart?
league. I would have said Beverly. Yeah, Stewart's not it either.
And none of them are ejections either?
All right, give me a hint on flagrant. What's the hint here? He's already on
He's already on the list. Flagrant. Trae Young? No.
Zubac?
Jaren Jackson Jr.?
We remember flagrants from Jaren,
I would
wouldn't
think
we?
so. Oh my God.
No way.
No way. No way.
Is Jaren a dirty player? Ejection.
No.
Jaren?
No, it is not Jaren Jackson.
Put it up there. I mean.
I don't think he was ejected.
All right.
I think he had one ejection.
Okay.
We
Guess
guessed him for
Draymond?
flagrant, but not ejections.
Isaiah Stewart. Isaiah Stewart's been tossed 3 times.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
All right. Distance traveled.
traveled.
Oh boy.
I would have bet my life that this
On
was
Steph?
Steph Curry.
Yeah. I bet my life.
Okay,
a couple
clue
of
us,
years
Jacob.
His team is currently in the second round.
Oh God.
He's a starter.
He's a starter for a team in the second round. Halliburton? I mean, I don't think so. One of the Brunson?
Brunson. That's it.
No.
That's it.
Close. Hart? No.
Who else is running around for them?
Bridges?
Bridges.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
Field goals
let's go.
Pass
worst
one.
shooter in the league.
Well, not necessarily worst
I know,
shooter.
but
The
just
person who
missed the
took the
most shots.
most shots and probably missed.
Dylan Brooks.
Anthony Edwards.
He doesn't do that anymore.
Anthony Edwards.
Let's go. That was fun. I love a good quiz. I love off-season quizzes. Thanks, Jacob.
Thank you,
That was
Jacob.
a good time. Good times were had. That was hard. I cannot believe Jaren Jackson Jr. had the
What do you
most
mean you
fouls
can't
and the
believe?
most.
The most flagrants. The
but
most
here's the-
flagrants
here's the crazy
is something
part.
I wouldn't thought.
I would love to see the distribution from first half of the season to second half of the season because he was doing a lot better early in the season, like notably to the point where it was a part of the conversation. It was a part of his All-NBA. Oh, he's on his way to absolutely being named All-NBA. He's gotten the fouling under control. He's not doing those really stupid fouls as consistently. So how many came the second half of the season when it really like reared its ugly head again?
I don't know.
I don't know. I
I
don't
don't
know
know.
the answer to that.
I think that he
And
had
when did
done.
he get 5 flagrant?
He had done a better job of not being in foul trouble. I think there's a difference in not fouling and not being
That's
in
true.
foul trouble.
But being in foul trouble, if you're leading the league in fouls, you are likely in foul trouble the majority of the time.
If you get to the fourth
stacking
quarter,
them.
if you get to the fourth quarter and Jaren has 4 fouls, you're like, okay, we're good to go.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and I think oftentimes that was the case. But yeah.
All right, let's do some quick WTFs before we get out of here. I know I piqued your interest when I said that one of them was a new rule for the red carpet at Cannes Film Festival, and that is no nudity. Pretty simple. You know when rules get brought up and you're like, how on earth did this have to get written into the rule book? That's what I thought when I saw this. It's no nudity. They also added that no voluminous outfits are allowed, which particularly means outfits that would hinder traffic, so like long trains for dresses. And so I saw a headline that said Halle Berry first victim of new dress code at Cannes, and I was like, Halle Berry's out here trying to be nude at Cannes? No, she had a dress that was going to be a really long train, and so she decided not to wear it because she didn't want to risk getting in trouble. But no nudity. I guess it's because there's a trend right now in like sheer dresses and also nude dresses, just dresses that make it look like maybe you're not wearing clothes. We had the whole Kanye's ex-wife situation. Was it at the Grammys where she showed up and she was fully naked?
Oh, yeah, she
so
did show
I think she
up
ruined it for
naked.
everybody. I think her showing up on I don't want to put it on one person. Feels a little slut-shamey. But I think once you saw it happen, you had to add it to like, this isn't something that should need to be said. But you cannot show up nude on the red carpet.
But that's not slut shaming. That person was naked.
She was fully naked.
She was naked.
She was
and that's-
not safe for this show.
That's not calling her a slut or shaming anything at all. We're just saying, hey, nudity is a no-no.
I just usually
Put
don't
some
like to
draws
like
on.
police what women wear, as we were talking at the
But
beginning of the
there's
show
a
with
line.
workout clothes.
There's
in
a
gyms.
line. That line
There's a line to
isn't thin. That line is pretty damn bold.
It's nude.
Naked. You
It is
can't be
against
naked.
the law.
You can't be naked out
And
here.
do you know how like egregious it has to be? They're in France. Like there's full nude beaches in France and in other parts of Europe. And they felt the need to remind people, like, when you're in a place like this, you have to wear clothes.
Put some drawers
Just
on.
Put some damn
Put
clothes
some drawers
on.
on. Show up in your panties and your bra. Show up in your Speedo if you must. That's
Wow.
fine. Just put some drawers on. And you can get away with the panties and bra because that's not voluminous.
No.
That's just right here.
It's covered.
Covered.
The bits are covered.
You can be skimpy.
Are you going to go support the Memphis BBQ Nachos this weekend?
I would love to support the Memphis BBQ Nachos.
Formerly known as the Memphis Redbirds, currently known as the Memphis Redbirds. But for 2 days this weekend, May 16th and 17th, they are rebranding as the Memphis BBQ Nachos. It fits perfectly with both barbecue fests going on, Smoke Slam down at the river, and then the World Championship Barbecue contest going on over at Liberty Park. And at AutoZone Park, you have the nachos. I have to get a piece of merch. Like, I need either a Memphis BBQ Nachos shirt or a Memphis BBQ Nachos hat.
Yeah.
Or something to commemorate
I'll go
for
just
this moment.
I'll go just to get merch because it's cool. Where were you the first time you had barbecue
Here.
nachos?
At a Redbirds game.
Okay.
Like,
Oh, you had it at the origin
3
spot.
days into us living here, we went to a Redbirds game and we got barbecue nachos and my life was changed for the better. Like, I don't understand. Well, I'm happy that we get something, such an important signature to this city. But why more people have not realized, more states, more cities, more countries, frankly, the world hasn't recognized that barbecue on nachos is tremendous. The sauce, the cheese, the meat, the chips, the jalapenos. It's absolute perfection.
I didn't realize that it originated at AutoZone Park until I was reading the history of it.
Of barbecue nachos.
We came down, had to be like 03, I think, and came down to Memphis, went to a Grizzlies game, and my dad bought barbecue nachos, and they were incredible. And I just thought this was a thing that everybody had at sporting events. I was like, oh, you make it to the pros, everybody's eating barbecue nachos. You eat regular nachos when you're in middle school, high school, and college. Get to the pros, you get barbecue nachos. Went to a Titans game like 4 or 5 years later. I was with a buddy of mine. I was like, okay, we got to go get some nachos. I've been craving barbecue nachos. We're in Nashville. He's like, yeah. I don't think they do that here. I was like, no. They do it in Memphis. They do it everywhere. My heart sank. We walked around that stadium 3 different times. No barbecue nachos. And then I realized, oh, no, that's just a Memphis thing. And I was deeply sad. My sister, Neely's, used to sit where that Sunrise is off Jefferson. I stayed at the Edison. We'd walk to Neely's so she could get her hands on barbecue nachos. One of the best foods created, I'll say it confidently, top 5 food that's been created in the new millennium, barbecue nachos. It's phenomenal.
Agreed. I don't even know the other options. Agreed. Stamp it.
So good. There's nothing that's better than barbecue nachos.
The Social Security Association, that still exists for now, released the top 10 baby names of 2024 for boys and girls. And the 2 most popular names have held their spot for a 2nd year in a row. Liam for boys.
Why?
And Olivia for girls. We're getting Liams and Olivias. I don't know. Is this a Hemsworth effect?
I don't know.
Is this who else is a Liam? Wasn't
Neeson?
one of the One Directions a Liam?
Liam Neeson, didn't he die? Didn't
Yeah,
that
Liam Payne,
die?
the one who just died.
Yeah, that's why that one stuck around.
You think people saw Liam Payne, R.I.P.?
Put respect on Liam Payne.
That's what makes you beautiful, girl. But like,
who's going through? I saw this. I hadn't delved deeper into it, but he left everything to his kid and nothing to his longtime girlfriend.
No, but she's in charge of his estate somehow.
Is she?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's his ex, and she's in charge of the estate. It's strange. I haven't looked enough into it.
So I think the ex is in charge of the estate because the ex has the kid. There's a girlfriend. Like that's the issue.
Huh.
So technically speaking,
he had no will.
The kid is in charge of the estate, and because the kid is a kid, and then the mom comes in, but there's a girlfriend also.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird.
His son's name is Bear. We should name more kids Bear.
Name them after animals.
Maybe Liam Neeson.
I said Neeson.
Oh. Who other? Anyway, Olivia, meanwhile. Olivia Pope forever.
Olivia, isn't there Olivia
There's an
Miles?
Olivia box. Not box, I'm sorry, Olivia book.
Benson?
That's like a Olivia Benson.
That's why.
Olivia Rodrigo.
Oh, that's another one.
So we got a lot of Olivias running around. Okay, the other men names, or boy names, Noah. My best friend just named her son Noah.
We know a Noah.
What a basic bitch. The others are Oliver.
Okay.
Theodore.
Huxtable.
James.
Gunn.
Henry.
Hunk.
Mateo.
Mateo, really?
Mateo. I like that. Elijah.
Who's naming their kid Mateo? I wonder what the people are who are naming kids Mateo.
I don't know.
I want to know more about those people. Because there's a Mateo in Superstore. That's the only Mateo I've ever heard of. And I thought Mateo was
There's
specific.
an Jorge Mateo in the Major League Baseball League.
I thought Mateo was specific to a certain ethnicity. So, are we appropriating that?
I don't know.
I thought Mateo was like for one of those Asian islands, maybe
I thought
Philippines.
Mateo was Hispanic.
Well,
So there we go. It's multiracial.
Yeah.
Elijah, Lucas, and William. William and James hanging around.
They're strong.
Such strong forever names. And then for girls,
because you can do a lot with those names, right? So you got a kid named James, but he's Jim, Jimmy, William, Will, Bill, Willie. Like you can do a lot with those names.
Yum.
Yeah.
Emma.
Okay.
Amelia.
Earhart.
Forever and always. Amelia Bedelia as well. Charlotte Webb.
Johansson.
It's Scarlett Johansson.
Same thing. Let's go.
Mia.
Ham.
Goth.
All right.
Sophia. Vergara. Isabella.
Queen. I don't know Isabella.
Well, I know an Isabella. Remember Isabella who would come up here?
Yeah. I know.
Shadow Isabella.
Yeah,
I know an Isabella in real life. I don't know a famous Isabella.
Oh, I do. I know a child Isabella.
Evelyn.
Oh, Brash.
Evelyn. Are you 82?
I know a Evelyn.
It's a sweet name, and you can go by like Evie or Ava or Lynn or
Lynn is what you would go by.
Eva. Forever. Okay, Ava.
Oh,
Hacks. Shout out Hacks.
Abbott.
And then Sophia. Oh, wait a minute.
There are two different Sophias?
There's two spellings of Sophia. So the real number one, that should be illegal. There's Sophia with a PH and Sophia with an F. Well, combine them together. Put a slash.
Take it to the DNC. They're about
Let me call
overturning something.
let me call the Social Security office. I'm sure they don't have more important phone calls coming in. Sophia and Sophia. That's crazy. Long gone are the 80s and 90s domination of Jessica. We'll see ourselves
We're
out.
done making Jessicas.
We'll see ourselves
How does that
out.
feel to know that you are the last model of Jessicas?
Feels good.
All right.
Feels good. Was Conrad ever a top 10 name? I feel like Conrad's a strong,
Let's not make it one.
Okay, you're unique.
Yeah, I don't want a lot of these dweebs to have the same name I have. I don't want to be. I have the pleasure of not being associated with any of these other dweebs.
Okay.
There's a lot of dweebs.
There's a hotel.
There's a dweeby.
The Conrad Hotel.
William. Like there are dweeby people out there. I don't want to be associated with them. Also, I'm CJ.
I knew a Conrad.
You told me that.
Yeah.
He was a delight, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Just like you. All right. Well, see y'all tomorrow. It's our Friday tomorrow. It's Thursday, but it's our Friday, and we cannot wait. So we will have a very exciting day ahead. We will see if either of the NBA series that played tonight live to see another day. We'll be back to discuss it all. We'll see you then. Bye.